So I want to start by telling y'all to picture this. Imagine having a pain on your foot, so painful that it's so uncomfortable to walk on. I don't know if any of y'all have ever experienced hitting your foot. I do that all the time, just bumping into something. But it's a pain that you have to wait before you walk on it. So today I actually want to share about a story of women who lived in China who actually suffered this. They called it the binding of the feet. So, according to Mark Cartwright, who wrote an article for the Ancient History, this was practiced from the Tang Dynasty all the way to the 20th century. It was a tradition practiced by Chinese women. They would traditionally be from the age probably 5 all the way to different ages, but technically when you were between 5 to 8, you will have to, older people in the family will bind your feet. And today I want to explain what binding the feet is. So I want to start by explaining that binding feet started first in upper class and then became a tradition. It just went around the whole Tang Dynasty, and it was just popular. So the binding of the feet became something popular because it was considered attractive. And now in our times, we would probably say it was a trend. So it was considered popular, and it was something that naturally became a tradition. Now you had to do it. It was passed on from generation to generation. And we're talking about 5-year-olds that don't know anything. They had to go through this tradition without knowing why, and they just did it. And did it to the children without asking them. It was just something that had to be done. It was something that will make you a better wife, will make you a better woman, and will make you someone attractive. It was what would make you a beautiful person. So this process started by choosing a day that it was cold, or a day during the winter, because during the winter it's so cold that when they did something to the foot, it was cold enough to kind of feel numb, so you wouldn't feel as much pain. So this process was done usually by the grandmas in the family or professionals in binding feet. So I want to share the process of it. This usually started by soaking their feet and usually with oils, essential oils, herbs, animals' blood, to make the foot softer and the bones to kind of don't feel pain. Then after that, they will cut the nails of the foot as far as they could, so that whenever they bend them backwards, it was able to prevent ungrown nails. So they will crack your 4 small toes, bend them all the way to the back, and put them all the way to as far as possible, because the smaller the foot, the better, the more attractive. Then they will they will wrap it on a bandage, and this process will go on over and over and over until your foot has finally got to the place you wanted. So sometimes it will take years. So we're talking about from kids that don't know nothing, because according to an article, sorry, forgot her name. When you're a child, your foot is soft and it's easier to manipulate. So they will do it to kids, to little girls specifically. So it will be easier to be able to manipulate the foot to actually do what you want to do. So after this, it will just be something that you will live forever, and it will be such a painful process that it was impossible to walk, because you had to fit your foot into a shoe so small, and usually it's probably like 2 inches to 3 inches. So imagine having to make I don't know, if you're size 7, fit into a size 2, size 3. So this was the tradition they had to go through. This is how a regular foot would look like, and this is how they will try to make it. And this tradition happened for hundreds of years. We're talking about for such a long time. But despite the pain, women would stand firm in this belief, would stand firm in this, and they would devote themselves to do this. And by the time it was banned, people would still practice this behind doors because it was the only way you would be able to marry into a family, because it was considered beautiful. And if you weren't like this, if you weren't a good wife, because a good wife wouldn't complain, it wouldn't complain about doing this. Recently there was a book written by Laura Boston. The book was called Bound Feet. She interviewed many people who are still alive, many women who are still alive who still have bound feet. And although it was banned 100 years ago, you can see that there are people who still practice it. And it's crazy how, besides everything, they still practice it because it was the only way to be able to get married. It was the only way to actually fit in with families. So today I'm sharing this not only as a sad story, but as a reminder to be grateful that we no longer have to go through this painful traditions, that we no longer have to go through this, and just be grateful in the time we live.